Welcome to Bernie and Sid Show. Heard everywhere on the 77 WABC app. Today is election day, folks. By the way, tomorrow, let me just mention this first. On the Bernie and Sid Show, Joseph Abboud VIP guest list, the author Mitch Albom is going to be in studio. He's an old friend of ours, and Donald Trump Jr. as well. He's got a new book out.
Mitch is the man. Tuesdays with Maury, one of the greatest books ever.
Yeah, remember when he was here? He was great. He was great. So anyway, today, election day, we talked about it. But right now, on the line with us, we have a man who's running for Queens DA. It's between him and Curtis Lewa's ex-wife, the mother of his children. Her name is Melinda Katz.
Everybody's
Anyway, this guy that's running against her, he's running as a Republican, but he is a Democrat. He's a former NYPD guy, and he's also an ex-amateur boxer. Anyway, his name is Joe Murray. Good morning to you, Joe.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Nice to have you. Yeah, we just so you know, we're endorsing you. We want you to win. We're rooting for you. We're going to vote for you and all these things. So you got Bernie and Sid. I don't know who else you got, but you got us.
Thank you, guys. That's all I need, Bernie and Sid, and I'll win this thing.
Listen, Joe, seriously. I mean, you heard what the retiring commish said. This city is in for trouble. The New York Post said we're in an impending public safety situation, disaster, and so tell us what you're going to do to fix Queens and this city if you get elected DA.
Well, what I'm doing is, as you know, I'm not a politician. I was a New York City police officer 15 years. I retired. I went to law school, became an attorney, and now I practice primarily criminal defense. So I have a unique perspective on our criminal justice system, unlike the borough president who has zero experience. She's just been a professional politician. So what I bring to the table is the Democratic mantra right now is progressive criminal justice reform, closing Rikers Island, no cash bail. Everything is the defendant's rights. Let's help the defendant, screw the victim. I'm going to change that. And that starts with very simple, broken windows, bring it back. It works. I did it as a police officer. I saw the results of it. I watched it work in front of my own eyes. I don't care what the left has to say about it. Going after quality of life issues and small offenses, like the New York Post ran that great story with the guy in the subway who they arrested for fare beating and had a .45 caliber pistol in his waistband, which... Listen, I ride the subways. I don't want people walking around with illegal guns on the subway. You're at their mercy. So, yeah, that's what I'm fighting for, and I'm hoping to get the support of everyone out there.
Joe Murray, who, my age, by the way, 52 years old. I love this quote in the New York Post story about you, which reads, NYPD Democrat running for Queens DA as Republican. Vote Joe Murray here over Melinda Katz. Here's your quote. It's great. He goes, I want criminals to think this guy's effing crazy. Let's go to Brooklyn. Let's go to Manhattan. Let's not do it here, though. Well, he'll hang you. So, you mess up in Queens, and Joe Murray, if you're in charge, you're going to cut these guys' balls off. You're not playing around.
Oh, they're going upstate. They're going to get a nice free ride upstate, and they're going to spend a few years up there thinking about what a mistake it was to commit a crime in Queens. So the progressive Eric Gonzalez in Brooklyn, who thought he was pandering to the left on filing that lawsuit to keep ICE out of the courtrooms. That's the most ridiculous thing. When the press called me up, they said, if you're elected, would you join that lawsuit? Without hesitation, absolutely not. These are federal officers acting pursuant to federal law about a federal issue. There's something called the Supremacy Clause. So it's going to be dismissed. But moreover, the remedy they seek is endangering the people they claim to protect. Right. Because, as you know, going into a courthouse, there's metal detectors. So everyone that goes in there is unarmed. There's court officers all around. That is the safest place to apprehend someone. What they want is to force ICE to go out into the community to arrest people, where you have to deal with fight and flight. So, yeah, I am absolutely their worst nightmare when it comes to being a prosecutor.
And I love what I hear coming from Joe Murray, who's running against Melinda Katz for Queens DA. So, look, the Democratic Party, you didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left you, Joe Murray.
Exactly.
And D.A. Rodriguez is a perfect example. It's a disgrace. The people you entrust in putting away the bad guys want to let them out. That's outrageous. And then you have these activist judges like just over the weekend, this Shari Michaels. She has 2 guys up on gun charges. One of them was shooting the gun into a crowd. The DA asked for $50,000 bail for this guy, $25,000 for another guy. They both have extensive records. She says no bail. I mean, this is outrageous.
It really is outrageous, and people are being lied to about bail reform. It is not true, and I'm disappointed in Joe Tacopina for buying into this. As a criminal defense practitioner, he knows who's on Rikers Island. The people on Rikers Island have very serious felony records that because of their prior felony records, their potential sentences on their new charge are going to be enhanced and increased. So they present as more of a flight risk. That's why they're there. Similarly, there are people that failed to appear in court and had to be tracked down and recaptured. They're on Rikers Island. And then you have, like what was in the news, that young guy, about 24 years old, I forget his name, who shoved that woman into a subway car. It's on video.
Yeah.
I looked him up. He's got 6 open cases. So maybe the first couple he gets ROR'd, released with no bail. But then in Queens, our judges would have put him in and would have said, hey, enough's enough. This guy needs a timeout. Let him sit it out at Rikers for a while. But the liberal judges and prosecutors in Brooklyn and Manhattan don't do that.
You know, I wondered, Joe, you get up this morning, and we've never met, the 3 of us, Bernie, myself, and you. But everything you said so far, we do. We love what you stand for. We love the fact you're a cop, amateur boxer. We like that. Tough guy. We like everything about you. But you get up this morning and in an effort to win this thing, and you know that in this state, in this city, very difficult to beat a Democrat. You know that going in. So let me give you the worst-case scenario. You lose today.
Right.
You lose. Melinda Katz wins. And nothing really changes in this city. What does that mean for a guy like you moving forward? I mean, you're a successful attorney, so you're fine. But in terms of just your mindset, it's got to be so disappointing when, in fact, you're on the rational side. You're on the right side.
You know, it is very disappointing, and I was very disappointed because early on I backed Greg Lasack in this race. Greg Lasack.
So did we.
Was a prosecutor 25 years, a judge 14, and he came in a dismal 3rd place. So I'm not disillusioned about this election, but I have to tell you, the most encouraging thing that I learned in this election is all my flyers have my picture of me in uniform. So as I approach people, they're disinterested, they don't want to talk, but they get a glimpse of the picture in the uniform. They go, wait a minute, were you a police officer? I said, yes. And they go, oh, my cousin's a cop, my brother's a cop, my mother's a cop, one after the other. And they take my flyer and say, you know what, you got my vote. These are Queens people, Republican or Democrat. They are concerned about public safety. They're homeowners, family people. They have kids in schools. They don't want jails built next to their schools. That's why I think I have a real good chance of winning this thing.
Absolutely. Hey, Joe Murray, listen, you are a breath of fresh air. Don't let the inmates run the asylum, folks. We have Joe Young. Excuse me. We have what's his name? Joe Murray. Excuse me, Joe. I apologize for that. 52 years old. You're young. I think the pendulum is going to swing back the other way. Even if you lose, stay in the fight because you are something else. You are again a breath of fresh air.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
So vote for Joe Murray for Queens DA today. Vote R on the Queens DA ticket. Forget Melinda Katz. She's going to let these criminals walk out of prison.
Oh, Tiffany, we thought beat her. She's even worse than Melinda. Joe was clearly the choice of the three. Joe, thank you, buddy. Great job. Best of luck to you, pal. Stay well, okay?
Hey, can you say hello to Curtis for me? When I came on the job, I was assigned to Midtown North, and Guardian Angels headquarters was there back in '88. I don't know if he remembers me or not, but give him a shout for me.
All right.
He's going to know you now.
Yeah. He'll definitely know you now. That is his ex-wife. Joe Murray, everybody, running for Queens DA as the Republican. If you just listened to the last 9 minutes, there really is no choice. He's got to be the guy. 1-800-848-WABC, 1-800-848-9222. Trump in Kentucky, Beltran in Queens. A lot to get to still.